Okay, we have a rolled background, and we're going to slip slap with a very dried out royal stencil brush in the background, going crisscrossy right over our lines. Light touch. Keep changing the direction so that your crisscrosses look right. Repeat dirty brush into the sea breeze, just slightly to beef up that color. Keeping it more towards the middle here. Okay, so the ghost gets stippled, kind of stippily rubbed with bleach sand. So stipple on a little highlight softly, don't make it too shocking. In the raised areas where things are going to be sticking up, like in their faces and bellies and things like that. I'm going to float around the ghost with a soft float of black. Nice thing is you can be a little messy because you've got black on your background here. You can go right over the edge. Just keep it nice and soft. I'm going to do the ghost cheeks with a dry rub, which is a paintbrush with paint on it, and you rub it all off on your paper towel with Napa Red. Just gonna rouge those puppies on there. Just give all their little faces, little cheekies. The eyes, use a soapstone and trace them on, or use your pattern. The eyes are black. And a big old smiling mouth. These are happy ghosts. So the pumpkins, I've traced their faces, and I'm going to dry rub, or dry brush, sorry, with some canyon orange. If I have to retrace the faces, I will, but it just gives me a good indication of where they're at. I want to leave that a little bit streaky. At least I think I want to leave that a little bit streaky, to indicate the kind of the sections of the pumpkins. I'm going to mix cadmium yellow plus the canyon orange and dry rub the centers. Yeah, I'm going to have to retrace these faces. Oh well. Kind of scratchy. Once again, just making a little bit like there's sections there doing something. Then cadmium yellow all by itself. If I can get the color to come off there. If the color won't come off when you're dry rubbing like that, then rub less off on your paper towel. It'll depend on how bright you want your pumpkins to turn out. And like with all kind of highlighting, we're going to cover less and less of the area with less and less strength as we build our highlights. Well, I just proceeded to paint all these and not show you the step of floating, so I'm going to show you what that would look like. I'm just going to float to either side with our antique maroon. The basin has features the same way as the ghosts. Just outline them with thin lamp black. We're going to highlight one side of this tree with royal fuchsia. Is that right? Yeah, royal fuchsia. And keep it all on the left side. Oops, keep your hand out of your paint piles. So we'll go on the top over here, over here. Get it on the picture. You can even drag in a few highlights up the middle if you want to. It's both sides of the pumpkins with our red violet. And then follow that with a little side float. Of our royal fuchsia. We're going to shade our tombstone black. Whoopsie. I guess if it gets away from you, you know how to clean it up. Use your fingers. Yeah, we're just not doing well at all. There we go. And then we'll line this other edge. With black and line this side with black. We'll add our, I think let's use soft plum for our rest in peace. On the ground, you're going to use your bluegrass green and just put it in a, I'm lying to you, that's not actually the truth. We're going to use olive green. And just kind of wipe it out of your brush. And then just kind of slip slap some highlight movement on your ground. You don't have to cover it up. We're just making some movement down there. We're going to line the little Jack and the Beanstalk tendrils here. This is me deciding which color to do it, so I've got already a little bit of paint on there. We're going to use the bluegrass green. And then we're going to put leaves on it. Using a little filbert brush. And they're little chocolate chip leaves. Let me see if I can get in close for this. Okay, so if I was to go right here, you push down and you flick up. Oh, that's blurry. Okay, so you push down and you flick up. Then wipe your brush out and side load into Sea Breeze. And you're going to accent the edges of these little guys. I'm going to put some of the ones in the grass. And then take your liner brush into your olive green and accent the line. Stay out of the grass because that's your olive green down there. I'm putting some of my olive green leaves in the grassy areas as like a grass accent kind of thing. And then keeping these bluegrass green ones up into the dark area. Highlight on the right side of the pumpkins with olive green. Nice strong. Little A's in the sky. We'll give our twinkle twinkles our little stars. To spatter, we're going to mix watery olive green and tap it off on our palette. I'm going to use this little paint bottle opener nugget. I'm going to anchor it on my palette, and I'm going to tap right at the base of all these, just ever so controlled tap, and that's going to make little spatters that stay in the ground instead of looking like it's snowing in our sky. And we're going to build this color up a little bit. Okay, so now I've switched into cadmium yellow. I keep that more in the grass area to brighten it up. Make sure you thin it with water. Spatters kind of get everywhere, so that's why we control it with this little nugget here. Sometimes it helps if you turn it away from yourself and you're spattering on the lower side where you want to keep things controlled at. The other thing that you want to be careful for, as you're spattering, I've gotten all this muck and mess on my tablecloth right here. And so what's going to happen is as I'm turning this around to paint it, then I'm going to be wiping this spatters on the back side of my piece. So it might almost be a good idea to put your piece on your Lazy Susan base so that you can rotate it when you're spattering and you're not picking up things from underneath. Because if you have the back side of your piece painted, then you're going to be very, very, very sad if you get color all over the back side. So make sure, at least if you're doing the back side that's already painted, make sure that you have it varnished so you can wipe it off if you have a boo-boo. I'm going to spatter on top of my stars with the bluegrass. Not very dark, not too much. Try to keep it out of my ghost faces and stuff. I'm spattered with a little bit of unbleached sand, and now I'm going to go for a little bit of an explosion of the cad yellow down there. Just on either side. You want to be real careful not to get it all over everybody. Just a little bit stronger and make it look like the ground is kind of dancing. I'm going to shade the top and bottom of the sections with black plum, and we'll dry rub highlights just like on the flat piece with our canyon orange, and then move through the other highlight colors. Okay, I've got two of these oak leaves that I got from Bear With Us. I have a 3-tiered little pumpkin, and I have a little acorn, which I painted black plum and milk chocolate. And they are going to get glued together right there, and then you're going to put a screw up through the middle, starting from the bottom up the center of this with a washer on the bottom to get it secured so that it'll attach to that magnet.